On this week's episode of The Smoke Break, we sit down with Coree Spencer and talk about her book, I'm Not Okay, You're Not Okay. Then we go through and answer which monster are you from her illustrations in that book. Check us out every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio and Pretty Dope Experience Radio. Welcome to The Smoke Break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio, as well as Pretty Dope Experience Radio. Zane is not here. We miss him, so I'll do a little pew, pew, pew for Zane at home. I am here with my regular co-host, Malik Rayshawn.
What's poppin'?
And our guest, we have the wonderful Coree Spencer, comedian and author.
It's me. I'm poppin'.
Yeah. And I'm Amanda Malik. I'll be hosting as well. Hi, friends. We're here with Coree Spencer, who I am so excited that I've gotten to know more recently through my friend Angelique Harrington. Coree is a comedian and author who just released this wonderful fucking book called I'm Not Okay, You're Not Okay. Tell us about your book, boo. I just got a copy yesterday at our comedy show, and I am loving it. Malik, you can flip through here if you want.
Yeah.
It's got like activities and stuff like that for anxiety, depression. Like, yeah, tell us more about it. I'm thrilled.
One question right off the bat. Bad days, sad days, and stark raving mad days. What inspired that piece specifically?
Oh, our publisher said we needed a second title.
I love how it rhymes though. And like flows.
I did not write that. It was supposed to be I'm Not Okay, You're Not Okay, and I was just going to leave it at that. But I felt they needed some differentiation of like, is this a book or is this an activity book? And it's an activity book.
Okay.
So this book was written when I was really, really, really low, very sad. I had such bad depression that I had brain fog and I couldn't just sit there and read anything past like maybe a headline. And so I wanted to create something that people could just pick up even on their worst days where they could barely, even just focus, and they had one activity on one page.
Nice.
And one and done activities where they could just kind of laugh at them and go, yeah, life sucks, and then kind of move the fuck on.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I got a chance to flip through it last night. I got a copy of the book at a show that Coree and I were at last night, and when I got home, I was just cracking up. Every page has a different activity, and it reminds me of activity books like when I was a kid. I really, really loved like the crosswords and like the lists and the mazes, and it has like every kind of activity that you would ever want in a book, but it all has something like a really funny take on something with anxiety, depression, relationships, like self-talk. It's great.
Can I share this one page that I just opened right to it? Yes. It stuck out to me a lot. I'll show the camera. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a downward spiral diagram. I would be shocked if you can see that properly.
The lighting here is too good.
Essentially, it starts with it's a hiccup. Nobody's perfect. I'm doing my best. Fuck you. I'm doing my best. You're doing this to hurt me. I don't deserve anything good. I am a magnet for abusers. I'm adding my best, but I still fail. This world is a nightmare. I'm so stupid. I'm too damaged to function. I should just take what I can get. No one likes me. I'm too far gone. This podcast is trash.
Hey, was that in there?
Yeah, what the hell? That was really specific. But I think that's really fantastic because it's so easy for us to, as we're in whatever space we're in with whatever we're going through, to really start in a space where like maybe there's something that, like, everything is all good, right? And then something slightly off-putting happens, and then it's just completely unravels.
And on the other page is an empty spiral for you to fill in your own downward spiral.
Yes, I saw that too. I love that. So you can either make it as honest or as silly as you want, because I think it's also good to kind of process how you might downward spiral, how it starts for you and how it like escalates. Because I mean, I love adding the humor to it, but I think you can also use it as like an actual way to really pick apart your process of how your brain sort of like doubles down on itself when you're in a bad place.
And these are based on things that my therapist used to give me, kind of like little flyers going, are you sad? Pick out your sad face. What kind of depressive person are you? And I was just like, whatever. And I kind of like go, this is for kids. This feels silly. And then at one point, I started just kind of writing these things down going, well, what would be the funny version of this?
Yeah, I love that.
So, I met my co-author at a party, and I got in a fight with her boyfriend. And,
Great way to meet a woman. Bonding right there.
Well, okay. So I used to have a comedy festival in New York City, and the whole premise is that we gave opportunities to marginalized groups.
Wonderful.
So it was women, people of color, people with disabilities, and LGBT. And what straight white guys were allowed. They just
because they complained about it.
They weren't.
Right.
Ever get a death threat? Because I've gotten lots.
Damn, I bet.
But they would basically just kind of they're part of the festival. They just weren't the priority. And
I'm sure they loved that.
And so, people showed their asses about that. That was like 2016, early 2016, before, And so I get in this argument with this guy at this party, white comic dude, and he's just like, your festival's racist against white men. And I was like, okay. And his girlfriend, who not anymore,
is
my co-author, Emily. She messages me on Facebook and is like, okay, I dumped him. I'm an illustrator. So if you ever want to collaborate on anything, let's do it. So I brought these ideas that I had for, making fun of the things my therapist gave me. And I said I kind of wanted them to be almost like choking poster art.
I see. Yeah, where the Heimlich
like
maneuver.
The CPR art, I wanted it to be almost kind of clinical.
Yeah.
And that's how the book started.
And it's done so well. I also really love the idea that the shitty white dude who complained about I was being treated fairly accidentally.
Made this happen.
Introduced two badass women that made something
He wasn't
beautiful.
a good comic, but oh well.
He had some use.
So we got a publishing deal through Abrams, who does art books, and released it right inside of COVID. Our release date was September of 2020. We didn't get a book tour. We didn't get anything that we originally were thinking we were going to do. I was in LA at the time. My co-author was in New York. And we just
coast to
thought,
coast.
we just thought, we're going to do something. We're going to do something. And then, of course, we didn't. And so when you opened up the book and I saw your face change, I was just like, because I've never, only this year, started seeing people open the book in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to react in person. And it's like, this is good.
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
That instant feedback is so important too when you make art. Like that's one of the big comedy, as you know, from laughing is that instant reaction. So to get that is great. Music, people putting in their headphones and you see them kind of jamming or dancing or whatever, and visual art for people to see it and for you to see their reaction is so important. Just to kind of you want people to enjoy it as much as you did. So to be able to see that on people's faces is awesome.
So
It's
absolutely.
also helpful too, just to to understand we're always going to think our art is good to an extent. And when we see someone else have that reaction, it's like, okay, it's not just me.
I don't have to downward spiral. I see you going through it. I'm like, oh, God, you don't like that page. You don't like that page. Oh, God, what is he looking at the pictures now? What's he looking at now?
Speaking of the pages, I was going to ask you, is there a specific page, a specific exercise that for you is especially useful or just one of your favorites or some of your favorites?
Well, the one that I always like to point out, and it's not because it's my absolute favorite, but it's the only one that I drew.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
So the art isn't, of course, mine. That's Emily's. And she's also co-author, so I don't want anyone to think that, I wrote this all by myself, because I didn't. There are things in there. Emily is bipolar. I don't know the number. I think there's numbers, right? I had undiagnosed ADHD at the time. I had in depression. We both had anxiety. We both had. So there's things that we, like a little Venn diagram, things that we shared experiences in. But then there were also, we got to make our own pages of things that were important to us as well.
Cool. Yeah.
So there's something for everybody.
Beautiful.
But the one that I drew,
I love it already.
and you can kind of tell just from the art.
It's beautiful.
Is
Let's see if the camera can see.
Basically a selection of Pokemon types Not to use that brand name, TM, but it's basically what monster are you? And so that's the only one that I drew from hand that she, of course, made better, I'm sure, just from art style perspective. But I'm always proud of that because I'm like, this page is kind of like pretty much all me. I named all the little characters, and these are my doodles. Like, this is how I draw. So,
Malik, I see a giant smile on your face. You got to tell me which ones you're looking at. I love it.
So, before I tell you which one I'm looking at, I think possibly for the joke break, this could be a really great prompt question for us all to get into.
Yeah, we could do that instead of Let's Get Real, Bro, or maybe half and half if we got time. I'm into that. Totally.
It would be weird to get real, bro, without Zane.
Okay. That's fair. Sorry, Zane, or you're welcome, depending on how you take that.
Zane, if you're watching, comment and tell us which monster you are and why it's... Just kidding. I don't know.
That's great. I'm so into that.
This is so... Okay, let me tell you why I love this.
Yeah.
I love this because, first of all, I think the idea of a monster is kind of... there's a lot of stigma with being a monster, right? Like, you're just a creature that exists, and everyone's like, but like, you don't even have to do anything to evoke that fear, right? Like, you've seen Monsters Inc. They're just people doing their job, whatever. And so, one, I like that it takes some of the stigma out of being monsters. Like, these are some cute ass monsters.
Yeah, very cute.
And then it also gives you these archetypes that are very specific, very specific. I'm not going to say the one I'm looking at right now.
I feel like I know almost. I'll see if I'm right.
Okay.
Which one do you think?
I think you, just based on your eyes, I think you're moving towards the Pizza Gator. Nope.
I don't even know if Malik saw that one yet.
You seen my whole shit switch.
Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
I know a lot of Pizza Gators.
Yeah.
I definitely attract Pizza Gators, so maybe that's what you're picking up.
And for the audience, it's basically it's an alligator that has pepperoni on it.
Pepperoni polka dots. It's adorable.
This is high art we're talking about.
Thanks.
People.
This is amazing.
No, for real though. This really to me, high art is art that has meaning, and this art has so much more meaning than, like, if someone sat there for 5 years trying to perfect this one painting or whatever. It's going to be the most profound whatever, or a book. Keep it in the same context. That's great. People should still do that if they want to do that, but like, just follow whatever idea you have and, allow it to be accessible, allow it to be something that people can pick up and immediately understand. Like, I can look at this one picture and kind of understand what this whole book is about, especially with the description. Oh my goodness, this is fire. Yeah, I love this.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
I opened the page. I don't know if I can find it now, but there was one where it was like the Drinking Alone Vineyards, and it's different wine bottles.
It's a coloring page.
Oh wait, okay, I love that because I noticed it was in black and white. I don't know if I'll find it now. Probably not because I'm talking about it, but you know how that works. I'll find it when I'm not looking for it.
The one with the bottles.
Yeah, so they're different wine bottles, and there it is. Drinking Alone Vineyards, Self-Isolation Syrah, Plotting Evil Chardonnay, Private Hell Sauvignon Blanc, No Friends Merlot, Stifle Scream Cabernet.
That's what my friends call me in high school, man. No Friends Merlot.
Stifle Scream Cabernet and Inherited Trauma Riesling. Oh man, these are so good.
That last one.
It's got a nice little sparkle to it, don't it?
Right? Because how many of us did some drinking alone during the pandemic? I know I did. So I opened a few of these bottles. I'm not gonna lie. One of each.
Technically, this book coming out during COVID, it couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah, for real.
But
yeah,
just for argument's sakes, I would have loved to see people actually look at it before now.
Yeah, and you did do a little bit of a book release. I definitely want to talk about that. We're just going to take a quick commercial break, and we come back. We'll be back with Coree Spencer, Malik Rayshawn, and The Smoke Break. Check us out on Shady Pines Radio every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m. and Pretty Dope Experience Radio as well. I've been mumbling, and we'll see you in a sec.
Hey, baby, this is the teenage Wolfman back from the grave to call the moon by its original name. That's right, it's getting spooky-ooky in the pines. This October 29th, the freaks are coming out one way or the other. On Saturday night from 8 o'clock on the melting dot till the moon bleeds out bright red all over your big maskless heads. We got live but soon to be dead bands. Bands like Johnny Spanko. Bands like the Super Sinister Band. And bands like the Family Ghosted Center. Where your grandma's spirit dances naked on the tabletop and your grandpa drools and watches. So come out to the factory building at 226 Southeast Madison, right here in Portland, Oregon. I'll be slapping Monster Tracks' flat hairy ass and those elfin ears. Don't fear the Reaper, baby. Come get down by the graveside. That's Saturday, October 29th, in the spooky pines, where it's off with your nasty head.
And welcome back to the Smoke Break. We are here on Shady Pines Radio and Pretty Dope Experience Radio every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. I'm here with my co-host Malik Rayshawn.
What's poppin'?
And our wonderful guest, Coree Spencer.
It's me.
And I'm Amanda Malik. Hi, friends. Welcome back. Thanks for not turning away when I mumble soup.
Or that commercial.
Or that commercial that someone commented. That is fucking bizarre. You are correct. We were able to flip through some more pages in here. Speaking of mumble soup, there was one that was like the rage soup, the crossword, not crossword, the word find. Oh man, I love that so much. There's just so many activities in this book that I can't wait to like sit down, and I've just flipped through it so far, but to actually like get out my pen and start doing it, I'm so very excited. One thing that you had mentioned, Coree, before we took our break was about having like a book tour, and you weren't able to have that because of COVID, but you did get to have like a book release party recently. So tell me about that.
Yeah, I actually booked a show in my home, well, not quite my hometown, but just very close to my hometown, and brought in some Portland comedians and to host and to perform, and sold out, and there was like standing room only. There was no alcohol either at the venue, so it was like a book.
People were there for the books, not the booze.
It was like a bookstore. They had food too, but like, yeah, I mean, the Daily News, which is like my hometown newspaper, did a article about me as I was on the second page.
Yeah.
Like I was on the first page of their e-edition.
Nice.
Okay.
You know?
Hell yeah, your mom's got a copy of that, I'm sure.
Oh.
Yeah. My mom
I had
it
to
framed.
go to the store and get a couple copies.
Yep.
And our tiny town was like, we've never sold out of the newspaper. And I go, well, let me in it.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know whose voice that was.
I like it.
But yeah, no, I got a chance to do stand up for a lot of people that I grew up with, like people I went to middle school, elementary school, high school, and like they all came out, and like it was really cool. And just having them go, I've never seen you do comedy before, and they don't have those things happening around Longview, Kelso, Castle Rock up in Washington State. Not
so you're providing a service of high demand.
Well, and it's not going to be my last one too, because we sold out of books at the venue. Because it's a bookstore, so they already had some. I think they only had like one copy left when we left.
That's amazing.
And I am currently in the works of booking a punk show.
Yes.
And doing another book release.
Nice.
I'm just calling them loosely book parties.
Uh-huh.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, because I'm booking people, and I'm also pitching the book.
Yeah.
And I realized even just last night that this is a good merch.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of comics don't have merch. And so this is merch I don't even have to think about.
Yeah.
I would love a t-shirt with my monster on it.
Oh, that's another great idea for merch. That's awesome, Malik.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
have the different monsters.
I'll take a little cut, but
I kind of want to make die cut stickers of the sexy it clown. I don't know if you've been scrolling through the book. There's a picture that's based on that old Burt Reynolds There's like an old Burt
where
Reynolds
he's like laying down on the
poster.
bear rug.
Yes,
Yeah, I know about that.
And he's got
I know
the
about that.
hairy
Mhm.
chest, and he's just like, or is it Tom Selleck?
Maybe it is.
Tom Selleck.
They're the same. to me.
Same guy.
I'll be honest.
And women over 70 are like, what?
They're different.
How dare you?
Well, I've never seen them both in the same place at the
Yeah,
same time.
there
So
you
as
go.
far as I know,
Same dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same dude. Same stash.
So we did one that was based on Tim Burton's Pennywise. And he's naked on the bearskin rug. And it's a nightmare journal prompt.
Okay. That sounds appropriate.
Yeah, I wanted to get little stickers because I think people would just like that in general.
yeah.
'Cause it's kind of funny.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the book party went really well, and I felt like that town could use more. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do a punk show probably in January. I'm gonna partner with my friend Eric, who plays in several punk bands in the Pacific Northwest,
Nice.
and he knows some people, and then I get the comics.
There you go. Perfect.
You know, and I'm even like talking to another company who makes their own chocolate about doing a chocolate tasting comedy show. That's a different,
Nice.
different market in the same area.
Uh-huh.
Also toying around with, don't steal my ideas.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Paint and sips with comics.
Yeah, that's where you like paint and there's like wine and stuff like that. People, okay, I've heard of those before. Paint and sip. Mm-hmm.
I did one with my mom last week, and I asked the lady who was running it, I go, have you ever done this with comics? And she said, yeah, I used to do it with the Seattle comic, and she moved. And I was like, well, give me your card.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm here now, baby.
I mean, not all my shows have to be themed, but I feel like you can grab a larger audience
Yeah, totally.
if there's a second thing.
Yeah, and it's like everyone can, I mean, there's a lot of shows out there and they're all really fun, but having something that makes you stand out is great. And you do cast like a wider net, get a, more variety of audience just based on like maybe people who just want to have a painting thing, but also like, oh, that'd be cool. And there's comedy. They might do that over just going to a stand-up comedy show where they feel like they have to like be attentive and they're scared they're going to get made fun of or something.
Yeah. And people will, pay a little bit more for it too, which gives me the opportunity to put that money towards the comics.
Yeah, totally.
Which is something that's neglected a lot. Paying the actual talent.
Yeah. I've done a lot of shows where they're making money, but I don't get paid. And I'm like, explain to me how this isn't working. I'm staring at the camera very intensely right now. I'm just like, I'm sorry, you're making money off me, but I don't get any of it? I'm sorry, what?
If I see that you're charging a ticket price and I'm not getting paid, or I do a ticket price, I do a tip jar.
As you should.
And then if I, basically with my last show, because we had all of our advance sales sell out. And then there was just people at the door still buying tickets at a higher rate.
Yeah.
It went from 15 to 20. So instead of, I'd already paid all my comics just with that pre-sale money. So every $20 ticket, I just threw it in the tip jar.
Beautiful.
So
I love that.
No comic left with, and I'm not going to reveal everyone's rates because I know how, pearl clutching it is to talk money and comedy.
I know. I talk about it all the time. People don't like it, but I just bring it up. I'm like, put it in a tip jar.
Nobody left with less than $100 that
Beautiful.
night.
That's awesome. As it should be.
So, and I paid him an extra $20 for gas.
I love that.
So pay your performers or else you don't have a fucking show.
Well, then
and
you're
a
just
drink
exploiting
ticket
them.
is not that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they got everything they want at the cafe.
That's awesome.
A little easier when there's no alcohol involved.
Yeah, totally.
Would
That's
you
awesome.
see we're saying more? Because I don't get out a lot, but I'm connected to a lot of people who do. And it seems like just from the outside, so I'd love to hear more from an inside perspective. Are there more people who are the artists and the performers and the talent who are also managing shows and creating events and things?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that was a thing as much like 20 years ago.
The people have been putting it in their own hands, I feel like.
That's
Would you
exactly
say?
what's happened. When I started comedy, it was 14 years ago here in Portland.
Oh, nice.
And people were starting to kind of just come around to this whole idea that they could have their own show. And people had open mics, but there really wasn't like, I think there was like 3 open mics in Portland at the time. I can't remember very many that we had, like Harvey's and Suki's and Mount Tabor. And I think that was it.
Yeah. Now there's like multiple every night, at least 2, if not 3 to 4 every night.
And then some in Vancouver. And then like, that's how I met you. But I remember when I moved to San Francisco, because I did comedy here in Portland for a year, and then I moved to San Francisco. I remember hearing about a comic named Brent Weinbach, and he is now LA-based. He has kind of like this really great absurdist, deadpan kind of delivery. He's very, very funny. He's very, very brilliant. And I was told, well, Brent really couldn't get booked at like the Punchline or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard for like alt comedy or stuff like that to get booked at clubs.
I mean, you can see it a little bit more now, but the same thing with women.
Yeah.
Like,
we were alt comedy before there was.
Alt and women. Like, I mean, you got to have one of the weird ones.
Who's going to talk about hating their wife?
Yeah.
What would y'all say is like the most mainstream, like popular comedy? I mean, I'm thinking white men, but just in general.
Yeah.
And we're fading a little away from that now. I'm seeing a lot more diversity in comedy and just with like bookings and what people are looking for.
Jeff Dunham will still pack a house.
Yeah.
So will Jeff Foxworthy. Name another Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's in threes. They got to be in threes. That's how comedy works.
Rule of threes.
I wonder how Bezos would sell if he did a stand-up.
But
people would pay to watch just because of his name.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be funny.
But
that's true, though.
to finish the one question about making your own shows, Brent started making his own show where he was the headliner. And people started coming. And then clubs started going, well, who's this guy? And so I was just like, oh, we can do that?
Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. And so you want to put that power in your hands, especially if you're a minority, especially if you're not a Jeff. And I think that's kind of how that's happened. But the problem with us in our own community booking our own shows is a lot of us don't have money.
Yeah.
And a lot of us aren't very organized. Broadly speaking.
Yeah.
Some people don't run events very well. Some people they just want to run this because it's them.
Yeah.
And they don't put any care into the details.
Yeah.
So, but then some comics run fucking amazing shows.
Yeah.
So it's just, there's a weird kind of spectrum here, but because we're not a monolith.
Yeah.
But it's definitely happening, and it's definitely getting people's attention. It's like most of the comedy festivals out there right now are ran by comedians. Which means they're not always great festivals.
Yeah.
And there are submission rates, and that's a very controversial topic.
Because you're not getting paid when you're on a festival.
No.
You're losing money, but you might see someone who can book you, or there's industry people there, but the festival's making money. It's again kind of that exploiting
And it's
thing.
not a corporate festival, so you can't guarantee that the right people are going to see you.
Yeah.
But you can't discredit the fact that you're going to run into people who are a little bit higher up.
Yeah.
Like, Bridgetown. Bridgetown was not
awesome.
a corporate festival.
Yeah.
I did Bridgetown, and I think it was 2010. Right. And so I got to meet like Nikki Glazer and Moshe Kasher and like, all these other comics that like, you're like, oh shit, like Janine Garofalo.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen him probably just randomly or hung out with him in a green room otherwise, unless it was, somewhere else in another city. Yeah. Totally.
Now you're on a dance floor with Nikki Glazer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like, and she's up there too, but you don't know like who the next person who's going to explode is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of exciting too. And then you all make out.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like you speak from experience.
Been to a couple festivals. That's why I wanted to run my own, because I was like, I should be the queen of this. But it is incredibly hard to run your own show well. It's incredibly hard to run your own festival well.
Oh yeah, it's a lot running a festival. I can't imagine. Running a show is hard enough, and I do comedy consults to help people through that. But I have friends that run festivals, and I'm like Pam Benjamin does the Mutiny Radio Festival in San Francisco. Shannon Hunt is doing the Ha Ha Harvest Fest here in Portland, and those are two really rad, hardworking women. And I'm just baffled. I'm like, I would never do this, but thank you for your service. Like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I'd love to do my festival again, but I'd love to do it right, where I actually do pay my comics. And I'm not a big fan of the submission fee thing, but at the same time, we had over 600 submissions.
And that will help fund a lot of stuff too.
And I had to have 15 judges to go through it all, because I couldn't ask everybody to watch every single video, even though I personally did.
Yeah.
I had to break them up into teams, because there was that's flattering that we had that many submissions. But if they hadn't paid for it, I don't know, man. Like there would have been probably double.
Yeah, that's true. The money might also deter a little bit for people. I mean, 600 is a lot.
But there
You're doing the
were
Lord's work.
some comics that messaged me and said, "Hey, I can't afford the submission fee," and I just waive it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do it case by case. I think that's really cool.
Like, but then again, I couldn't pay them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's got to be a happy, not even a happy medium, but there's got to be a way where my money isn't going into it. My personal money isn't going into it, which it was.
Mm-hmm.
And the venues aren't the ones who benefit because the venues are going to benefit regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't
They got asses
need
in
you
seats.
there
Mhm.
anyway.
Mhm.
They're going to make money.
Yeah.
So put your money where your comics are. And that was my biggest mistake running that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to like, as I make these shows, they're also cinder block shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're under the umbrella of my production now.
Awesome. Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to keep my diversity in my booking, which do we use that word anymore? But also make sure that I pay people what they're worth and make everyone happy, including myself.
Yeah, I love that.
So
I love all the hard
difficult.
work you're doing for people and in the scene and with these shows and your festival. I hope you get to bring it back. And this book is going to touch so many people. And I'm so fucking
gonna
excited.
touch you.
It's going to touch you, boo. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We are here every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio and Pretty Dope Experience Radio. Tune in for the smoke break. See you in a sec.
Okay, so Halloween's coming up and you're a spooktacular person. But starting a small business can be scary for anyone. Whether you're a baker, a witch, or a witch that bakes, we would love to help you. At Rational Unicorn Legal Services, we offer community business law for everyone in the community. Go to our website today to schedule a no-cost 30-minute consult at www.rationalunicorn.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Smoke Break. It's us. We're here every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pines Radio and Pretty Dope Experience Radio. I'm here with my wonderful host, Malik Rayshawn,
What's poppin'?
and my fantastic guest, Coree Spencer.
Hi.
I'm Amanda Deal. I'm back. Hi, friends. We miss you, Zane. Pew pew. We're not going to do Let's Get Real, bro, in honor of you, bro. Zane, bro. We love you. Instead, we're going to do this wonderful prompt that Malik came up with. It's which monster are you?
Well, I don't know if I came up
well,
with it.
totally came up with it.
The prompt for the show.
I
but-
actually just drew it
Yeah.
during the commercial break.
Yeah,
so.
just doodled it. I was gonna give it to you, Corey, and have you kind of like maybe explain the monsters, and then we can pass it around and kind of say who we think we are.
So this activity called Which Monster Are You? And the prompt says, which monster are you?
which monsters is you? It's all right. Word salad.
Which
today.
monsters is you? Which monsters represent the people in your life? Write a name next to each creature.
Calling them out.
Yep. So should I go over each of the monsters?
Sure, you want to?
All right. So I don't know
It's
how
like
much
story
of this you
time
can
now.
see because it's far away.
That's okay. You can do a little describe of the doodle in the description.
Yeah, the first guy, he kind of looks like would you say like a splotch of cum?
Looks like the blob a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call him Blobster, and he says, "Leave me alone, I'm tired." And then we have Aquapal, which kind of looks like a mutant frog covered in cum.
A lot of sticky.
Sorry about that. This is the only page that I did illustrate myself, so I kind of explained.
You're like, wait a minute.
Covered in cum? That could just be from my own brain. Oopsie, that's just Monday. Okay. Aquapal, please look at me when I'm crying to you.
Oh, God.
I've been with him.
Yeah.
Next one is a very angry looking bottle. And he's named Bottle Bro. Years of repressed rage will explode all at once.
Oh my God, my ex.
He's a bottle bro.
Okay. Oops.
Next is a little sloth holding on to a plug-in. Electro sloth. I've watched everything there is to watch online.
I know some people like that.
Next one is like a little worm, but he kind of looks like the worm from Sesame Street.
Yeah, he's cute.
You know,
I love it, little chonky orange worm.
But he's got like really zoned out eyes, and it's called Squirmy. I keep my drama on a constant loop.
Oh no, that's me on acid. Yeah, That's why I don't do acid anymore.
We got a heart-eyed fish. Fish with little heart eyes. He looks like very, very happy. It says, everything is perfect. Nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect.
Toxic positivity fish. Yeah.
This kind of looks like a little Care Bear. It's just like a bear holding alcohol, just having a good time. It's called Bear Lush. I can do what I want because I'm self-medicating.
I've been that bear.
Oh, we gonna get into it.
Yeah, right.
Next, I have Troll Roar, which is a little dude that kind of looks like a dust bunny in a way with little teeth. Troll Roar. He says, I laugh too loud but cry on the inside.
Oh no, I feel like that's me.
Damn.
Are they all you?
No, just those last two really
Did you write this whole book about Amanda?
Yes.
Oh no.
The last two, I did address Pizza Gator. The little gator with the little pepperonis on his back.
Cute.
It says, everyone's watching me. It's all a conspiracy. And then a little pink dog that looks like, I guess, like a little bulldog. He's very, very happy.
He's cute.
Very cute. Friend dog. We've just met, and I want to tell you all about my entire life.
Oh, boy.
Which is the one that I feel like I am most like.
Great for podcasts.
Yeah.
So that's our lineup. That's our starting lineup.
Perfect. This is like a little like a horoscope as well. There's so many different ways to
It
identify.
kind of is. Yeah.
I see potential for expansion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Expansion pack.
I want to know Malik's answer because I kind of
shit.
gave
I
away
should
some
make
of mine.
tarot cards.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so much more you can do with this.
I will buy so many boxes of those and just gift them to people on the street. Okay, so I'm definitely several of these, depending on the time and the situation.
Yeah.
First and foremost, in the morning, I'm definitely Globster. Like I tell people at work, you're gonna have to give me at least like 2 hours, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Before you fucking talk to me.
literally, I woke up, got dressed, and made it here not to hear your conversation about what your night was like last night.
I'm not a morning person, so I relate to that as well.
Yeah, just need some time. So in the morning, I'm definitely Globster. The Perfish. I'm definitely the Perfish whenever I'm in a relationship or just like having a thing with someone in general.
That rose-colored glasses. Yeah.
Everything's great.
Everything, which I'm sure is probably one of the most common on here, I would assume. I get a little bit, a lot of the Bear Lush. I can do what I want because I'm self-medicating.
Yeah. Y'all got a little Bear Lush in there.
Yeah, that whole
Bear Lush
thing.
Rising.
That's great.
On the cusp.
Totally. What's
Oh
your
my
sun,
God.
your moon, and your rising with these?
I need the horoscope book
That's
today. I think that's me. A little bit of electro sloth, but not like everything on the internet, but everything to do with like hip hop or cartoons.
You're an
I've
expert.
seen it already. I promise. Like I know all the random weird lore about all the cartoons. I know all the behind the scenes. I know all the freaking deleted scenes, lost episodes, all the controversy, all the lawsuits. That's me. That's my
I
horoscope.
love it.
Okay.
I love looking at it as a horoscope.
God. No, I know. I'm trying to use it as a horoscope. I think I'm definitely, well, I'm a Sagittarius, so I think I'm a troll roar. No, but I definitely relate to the I laugh too loud but cry on the inside. And I'm like, oh, no, never gonna know my secret.
And then we just
You know, Amanda. Oh, man. Yeah, I think the top three on this page are definitely the ones that I'm relating to pretty hard. The Perfish. Everything's perfect. Nothing's wrong. Everything's perfect. Yeah, definitely with new relationships, but also like, I try and look at life that way. I mean, obviously things are wrong and nothing is perfect, but it's kind of like just that force positivity on things. So that way you don't have to like deal with it or unpack it too much.
Positive self-talk.
Yeah. But sometimes to a point where it's like, am I lying to myself? I mean, we all are a little
I
bit.
mean, that's the point, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Bear Lush, the self-medicating, that shit. I was like, whew, there she is. Yes. So those three definitely. I would say we should say ones that like we don't get along with on here? What's like the monster that like if you have a friend like that, you're like, okay.
I get really overwhelmed with the Pizzagator.
Pizzagator?
Like, I don't...
Everyone's watching me. It's all a conspiracy. That's Pizzagator.
He's kind of in the shape of a cube. What does it mean?
Pizzagator. I literally just got that. Dude, I was real slow to that pun. I was like, I don't understand why it's like a pepperoni alligator, but that's cool. And now I'm like, Pizzagate. Jesus. Okay, I was a little slow on that.
Yeah, it's
just a little bit.
Guy.
Yeah, I love that. That's fucking smart. Okay, cool.
What about you? What one do you not mess with?
I have a problem with people who talk at. So the friend dog, we just met, but I'm gonna tell you all about my entire life. I like when there's like a back and forth between friends, but I've definitely had to like take people out of my life because they're just talking at. I've had people like ask me questions, and as I'm about to respond, they go, well, this is how I feel about it. And I'm like, did you just ask me the question so you could answer your own question? Like, you just wanted to talk, right? And that's fine, but don't pretend that you want to listen.
Or they'll like ask you a question, you answer, and they're like, cool. So me.
That happens. I feel like I've
just waiting for you to shut up so they can say.
Yeah, I feel like I've met a lot of friend dogs that are male comics that only ask me about comedy so they can tell me about their experience. And I'm like, okay. So
see, and I friend dog, but I friend dog. Like, I'm going to talk over your answer right now. No, I'm kidding.
But you're a friend.
No, it's an overshare too.
Yeah.
It's also like a trauma dumping.
Yeah.
But with a big smile on your face.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, that's basically what they're doing, right? When they just go, let me tell you about me.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you all about
and
me.
in their mind, they're like, you're an empathetic person. It's okay, right?
I can dump on you, right?
I wish people ask for consent when it comes to like everything. I know that sounds very silly, but like even I've talked about this before in the podcast. I feel like I'm getting deja vu. But if I like sit alone, people just come sit by me and start talking to me. Sometimes I go alone for a reason. You know what I mean? Like ask like, hey, can I sit here? I'll say yes, or I'll be like, actually, I need some space. But I hate when people just assume. And I am a hugger, but like there's times where I'm like not in that mood, and I'm like clearly in my space, and I've had people just come to me like, hi, Amanda, and like grab me, and I'm not even like returning the hug. It's like, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. This isn't consensual. Don't fucking touch me. But maybe I do that to other people too.
Well, consent should never be assumed with anything, especially physical contact, but like also communication. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And
some people don't pick up on, I feel like I'm very obvious with my body language. And I feel like that's enough, but some people don't pick up on that. And I get reminded constantly. It's like some people you have to tell them like, please don't sit next to me. I am very angry and I'm sitting alone. I don't want you to come over here and tell me a story. Like, I thought that was obvious, but I guess not. So,
I mean, you could probably sit next to me, just shut up. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to say anything.
I love the quiet sit down next to each other when you're both like just in each other's space, but like
you look at each other like.
That works too. That works better. Like I'll take that if you need to sit by me.
What is the monsters that you identify with the most, and which one are you like, get away from me?
Yeah.
Or which ones?
Because you said the friend dog, but I don't know if there's some that you like.
Yeah.
You can't be around or that drive you crazy.
Definitely the aqua pal, the please look at me when I'm crying to you. I just have had too much experience with people that want you to watch them be upset. And if you don't want to be part of that, they get angry with you and it becomes like a fight. And it's like, you're not being sensitive to me. Like, I'm supposed to sit here while you just scream, cry. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, and usually this is like in a relationship kind of setting. So it's like they feel like you owe them that in a way. But no, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, Aquapal and the Bottle Bro. I feel like our bad relationship.
Yeah, it's a combination. It's a combination of the two.
Starts with Bottle Bro, ends in with Aquapal.
Yeah, I had that in one person, and it was a very hard time in my life. That was very difficult to get over. Bear Lush, I got a lot of friends. Got a lot of friends that are bear lushes.
That's me and Malik admitted to it, so now you got two more friends.
And remind me which one is bear lush?
I can do what I want because I'm self-medicating.
Yeah, I'm about to self-medicate as soon as we finish.
That feels like, it kind of feels like an artist thing too.
Oh yeah,
though, is like I'm friends with more creative types, and I feel like because we use the different parts of our brain, and we speak our similar languages.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about just the way that our creative minds perceives life is different from your typical thing. And sometimes, like for me, the way that my brain processes information, it's really, really helpful to sometimes like step out of that realm and just have a completely different type of perception for a while.
The self-medicating or numbing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Totally.
Smoke a bowl.
Yep.
You know, take some mushrooms.
Oh, let me some shroomies.
They're fun.
I've never really been able to like overuse psychedelics. Unless it was like at one time, I guess, but never like, oh, I'm doing it and I'm doing it again and I'm doing it again. Like it's
never been a good situation where I've done like psychedelics multiple times in the same week. Like,
that's healthy.
I did a weekend once with some friends. The first day was amazing.
Yeah.
Second day was amazing. Third day, we were all crying.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done that third day.
Yeah, something about psychedelics. I think there's like a limit where you're just like, I don't know if you can't like fuck with it too much. I don't know. You can drink every day and still kind of function. I mean,
put some respect on psychedelics, y'all. For real.
Yeah. Natural psychedelics. You know.
No research chemicals. That's not what we talking about.
Yeah.
We're
talking about shrooms, baby.
That. Yeah. You can get everything you want from shrooms and still remain in somewhat control.
Yes.
That's the thing I liked about it. Because when I did like acid, like when I was a teenager, I was like, I can't control this. I'm seeing songs in my head, you know?
Yeah.
And squirmy?
Yeah, squirmy. That's me on acid. I hate
my
it.
drama in a constant loop.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
See, what happens to me is like I get my hopes and dreams on a loop, and then I like get obsessed with it, and then I come back and I'm like, I have to do all those things.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, you can still just be a person, you know, do your thing, have your day. It's okay. You can do those things, but like relax.
Yeah, take it piece by piece.
My constant loop is always dumb shit that I said or did.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
And it'll go all the way back to like elementary school. Like, why did I say that? That was so fucking awkward.
Oh, I hate
you know,
that.
like
I hate those loops.
And that's usually right before I go to bed.
Sounds like you have an amazing memory.
Yeah.
I do actually. I don't. I mean, I have partial facial blindness, so I do forget people's faces. I usually remember names a lot better, and I remember situations. And I could tell you who was in the room, but I can't picture their face. It's kind of like, oh yeah, remember that time in Mr. Stevens' class?
Remember like a feeling as opposed to the faces.
Yeah.
Totally.
Aaron said I wasn't funny, and I still remember that shit. I was in 10th grade, and I went to him at the class reunion. I go, hey, remember when you said I wasn't funny 12 years ago? And he's like, bitch, you weren't being funny then. I think you're funny. I go, I'm a comedian now. Like,
all right, we got to take a quick commercial break.
You are wrong, Aaron.
We're going to take our last commercial break, and we'll be right back with What Are You Excited For on the Smoke Break. Shady Pines Radio every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m.
Hey, kids of all ages, it's Halloween season again, here in the Spooky Pines. Listen in for Halloween-themed shows throughout the month. And then, Saturday, October 29th, join us. And Curbside Serenade, with special thanks to Rational Unicorn Legal Services for the Spooky Pines Graveside Get Down at the Factor Building, 226 Southeast Madison Street, from 7:30 till midnight. We'll have live bands featuring Johnny Franco, Only Worship Center, Super Secret Band, along with food and beer, games, and more. Go to ShadyPinesRadio.com/getdown for more information, advance ticket purchasing, and enter our Halloween raffle. The Spooky Pines Graveside Get Down, Saturday, October 29th, at the Factor Building, 226 Southeast Madison, from 7:30 till midnight. We'll see you there.
Jesus Christ, this is the Smoke Break. Welcome back. That was a
okay?
Halloween
I'm
commercial.
so sorry to anyone listening who was overwhelmed or freaked out or triggered by that commercial.
One of our Facebook users made the comment, "This was a bad episode to take mushrooms for," and you were correct if you listened to that commercial.
Welcome to Steady Pop.
If you're on mushrooms right now and you've made it past the commercial, I'm so proud of you.
You're
Go get
doing
yourself a cup of water and give
Yes.
yourself a big old high five.
Yes.
Everything's okay.
You're going to be
You're good.
fine. And we're going to
good.
have the best segment yet. What are you excited for? Which is a great thing to get you out of that weird mushroom trip. We're going to pull you out together. We're going to start with our guest, Coree. What are you excited for?
It's gonna sound super generic, but I'm just excited for the future. I'm excited for the possibilities of, I'm coming back into the Pacific Northwest, getting back more into comedy now that COVID's over, and just like being able to kind of see what I can do with this book in person. I just feel like, there's a lot of hope and promise in the future, and I'm really excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm excited for you too.
That's something that's great to be excited for, because a lot of us, when we think of the future, the first thing we feel is fear and uncertainty. And so the fact that you're excited about your future says a lot about what you're doing right now to get yourself set up for that future.
Yeah. Totally. What are you excited for, Malik?
I am excited for just the idea of being connected to creative community, which I know is something I've spoke on before on the podcast, but I think it's something that I do fall back on. And it's been a little bit of an emotional roller coaster in my personal life. And so for me to be able to like lean on good people who do good things and for good reasons, it really is something that I'm constantly present to. And I think after transitioning somewhere, currently in the process transitioning somewhere out of a depression, and in this time I am leaning a lot on the people in my life, and all those people, they're doing podcasts, they're doing comedy, they're doing shows, whatever they're doing, making music. And that's also the stuff that for me like really allows me to exist in like a positive space and to feel good about what I'm doing. And so I've just been really excited to like be connected to this podcast and being really close with Amanda and Zane. Zane and I had solidified actually a time every week where we'll meet up and work on music stuff. So that's something I'm really, really looking forward to, and just spending more time being creative. I know I've slowed down a lot with like putting out new songs or whatever, but it just feels good to be in my element and be with my people and be in my element with my people.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Something that I'm super excited for, that I already told you about, is I have a show coming up. It's not like my show, but I will be performing at a showcase at the Big Lebowski, I want to say November 23rd. I'm pretty sure it's November 23rd, but I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, so I'm sure someone will tell me.
And you can follow Malik on social media to find out the exact date and announcement, huh?
Malik Rayshawn, that's MALIK space RAY, not IYSHON.
You almost forgot.
Malik Rayshawn.
Who am I?
Follow me on Instagram, look me up on Facebook, SoundCloud,
Yeah.
YouTube, all those things.
And
And
Malik is a great musician too. If you haven't checked out his music, for real. I remember we used to record back at my apartment, and we would do like you and Zane would do some freestyling. It was always so fun. And then I would get stoned and I would do it as my dog. She would spit some bars, Astra.
we got to get y'all in the studio, man. Y'all go crazy.
That's all I did during the pandemic, by the way, is just continue to talk for my dog and her whole character. It's part of me. It's very homeschooled of me.
What are you excited for, Amanda?
What am I excited for? I'm excited for this evening. I'm actually going on a date with my best friend, who I call my wife. We've known each other. She's my longest friend. I met her in middle school when I moved to Vancouver. And her and I are going on a date for this new like tiki bar that's opening in downtown Vancouver, and her boyfriend's a kitchen manager. So we're going to have a bunch of fancy food and try out the menu and get dressed up and just go on a date. And I love her very much. So I'm excited to just like get dressed up and go on a date with my wife.
You know, friend dates are underrated for sure.
Yeah.
Is
and
that something you do a lot?
A friend of mine mentioned she was having an adult sleepover. I was like, why don't we do that? I know you were staying at Angelique's house. And I was like, that's so great. And Angelique is always inviting, like, come stay at my house. And we go out. And I love that.
Our
But
couch is pretty comfortable.
yeah. And just like those little things that we forget. We are like adults and we're like, oh, I don't need to stay the night at someone's house. Like,
Right.
oh, we don't need to go on a date. We're not like hooking up or whatever. It's like, oh, well, go on a date with your friend. Go stay the night at their house. I think it's great. Be like a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Just because we're in our 30s doesn't mean we can't have fun.
Exactly.
It also
Yeah.
keeps you from driving drunk.
Yes. And it's also a safe alternative to driving drunk. Very true.
Full disclaimer, don't drink and drive.
Don't smoke and walk. That's what I do. I don't have a car, so that helps.
I smoke and sit.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, if
Take
you
it
want a
out.
longboard, bro, you do anything.
Right? I don't
All
know.
of the things.
I can't be
Just sit
sober on a
down.
longboard. That's
You
terrifying.
can have dinner.
Zane
You
knows. Yeah.
Get all the room you want.
All right. Well, what else are we excited for? We still have like 5 minutes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk
Social
about?
meds.
Yeah. Let's plug your social media because you guys need to buy this book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show the camera again.
I'm Not Okay, You're Not Okay is available from Jeff Bezos as he's doing stand up in your living room.
It's paying people to laugh. as
That's
someone
just
commented.
my way of saying it's on Amazon. It's also at any local bookstore. If you don't want to give money to the beast, you can look up indiebound.org. Type in your zip code; it'll tell you the local store that will have this book, so you can support your local bookstore. And if they don't have it, they can order it because it's
Beautiful.
a legit book. It's not like I've just made it in my backyard and said, "Here you go."
I wrote this in crayon.
I wrote it. Again, I don't know what voice that is.
I love it.
But
I'm into it. Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm on social media under Coree Spencer, 1 R 2 E COREE SPNCER SPENCER.
Right.
See, I did it too. Facebook, fucking Twitter, fucking remember Tumblr?
Yeah. I'm on Vine.
I miss Tumblr so much. It was
Find me
such
on
a great place
MySpace.
to get memes. What's the other ones? I have a TikTok. I need to put things on it though.
Yeah, I do the same. TikTok, not much content.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
Insta. I'm everywhere, and I'm always under my name because I'm lucky enough that the only other Coree Spencer that's in arts is also a writer and actor, by the way. But she's like about 12 years older than me, so she missed the internet.
Oh, okay.
But I'm still Coree Spencer 2 on IMDb. But you know, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever.
Can't have them all.
But
So
I'm the
Corey-
one with more of a social media.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm really seeing this vision in my head of like a little cartoon with the monsters like running around and having little
Aw.
adventures.
Having the toxic adventures of
Yes.
the monsters.
I love it.
So I'm just saying, if and when that happens,
Sure. You want credit or you want to be the voice?
no, the voice,
yeah.
and I want to do the theme song.
Oh yeah, you got a theme song right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that would be
Well,
so.
I'm
I-
so
rad.
serious.
I definitely will need a not an illustrator, but I guess what do they call
An
it?
animator.
An animator.
Yeah. Any animators watching, you know what to
Hit
do.
up Coree Spencer. Malik will do the music.
And a voice.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you can follow the Smoke Break. We have our social media. We have the Instagram, the Smoke Break Pod, and then just look for the Smoke Break on Facebook, and you'll see our logo. We also are on YouTube, so you can subscribe to that if you're watching this video, or watch it and check us out on Spotify. And we're, every Sunday 9 to 10 a.m. Shady Pines Radio. I'm Amanda Lindio. You can follow me too.
Radio.
Yeah, with scary commercials. This has been super fun. I really appreciate having you. We miss you, Zane. Thanks for being in the chat and taking mushrooms and having a bad trip for us. I really appreciate that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this has been so cool. Thank you to my wonderful friend and co-host, Malik Rayshawn.
Ugh.
Aw.
Oh my, you're so sweet. Why are you so sweet to me? You better stop.
And thank you again so much for bringing your book and just sharing your wonderful sense of humor and talking mental health. And I'm so excited to see more of the stuff that you do with this book and with comedy producing, just being a badass bitch. So thank you so much, Coree Spencer.
Bitch. Thank you.
I've been Amanda Deal. Be sure to check us out every Sunday 9 to 10 a.m. on Shady Pond.
Every single one.
Experience Radio. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye, friends.
Peace.